The jinn themselves are like us humans in regards to belief. They're believers and they're disbelievers. However, the disbelievers are not identified by the name jinn. They are called shayateen. The Arabic shayateen is the plural of shaitan. That means that the one who tries the best to make you come out of the loop of Islam. As Allah mentions in Surah Fatir, chapter 35, verse 6. إِنَّمَا يَدْعُو حِزْبَهُ لِيَكُونُوا مِنْ أَصْحَابِ السَّعِيرِ. He only invites his adherents that they may become his companions of the blazing fire. Now we know about Shaitan and his unlimited plans. Let us understand few traps which he lays for us in our life so that we fall prey to him and ultimately become one of his adherents which Allah has warned us. Trap number 1. The Shaitan eats and drinks with us. How is that? It is mentioned in Sahih Muslim, volume 5, the book of drinks, hadith number 5262 to 5267. That if you begin to eat and you do not say Bismillah in the name of Allah, then He will eat with you. And if you drink, but you do not say Bismillah, then He will drink with you. But if you say Bismillah, but you use your left hand in eating and drinking, then He will share the food with you. Trap number 2. The Shaitan also sleeps over in our house. When? It is mentioned in Sahih Muslim, volume 5, the book of drinks, hadith number 5262. When you enter the house by not saying Bismillah, then he will come and call all of his companions and say, Come, come, we have gotten a shelter for tonight to spend in. But if you enter the house and you close the door by saying Bismillah, then we will not be able to open the door. Trap number 3. The Shaitan, as the Prophet ﷺ tells us that he uses us as public toilets. A'udhu billah, the most impure substance on earth, the most impure entity on earth is Shaitan. And there is no doubt. As the Prophet ﷺ and his companions saw a man, and the companions pointed out to the Prophet ﷺ and said, O Prophet of Allah, this man did not pray Fajr. A man did not pray Fajr until it was daytime. The Prophet ﷺ said, This is a man who the devil urinated in his ears. A'udhu billah, I seek refuge in Allah. The most filthiest thing in a person is his urine. And the most filthiest thing of all creation is Shaitan. And he urinates in the ears of the people who do not pray Fajr before sunrise. How many Muslims? 1.6 or 1.7 billion around the world. How many of them pray Fajr on time? How many of them pray Fajr in the masjid, in the first row? One would say, okay, every day I wake up, I do this and nothing comes out, so I'm cool. No, you are not, because you are unable to see his urine, but it is affecting you without your knowledge, and it is corrupting your heart, and it is corrupting your body, and it is disabling you from listening to the Quran and understanding it, and from listening to the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Trap number 4. Another one, and his name is Khinzab. As the Prophet ﷺ mentioned in an authentic hadith of Sahih Muslim, volume 6, the book of greetings, the hadith number 5738, that his job is to whisper to you when you are in prayer. The minute he hears the azan, he runs. And the minute the azan stops, he comes back and starts to whisper to you. Nice carpet. What an awful smell of the man in front of me. His sock stinks. What's the time? Something is itching me. I don't know what it is. The mobile is ringing. My friend is going to call me. So like this, end up to pray, not contemplating, not thinking, not having any form of submissiveness while praying. Why? Because Khinzab was there to guide you throughout the prayer that you cannot understand anything of it. And finally, my dear brothers and sisters, the Prophet ﷺ told us and mentioned it in Sahih al-Bukhari, volume 3, the book of fasting, hadith number 2038. That the Shaitan runs in your bodies like blood flows in our veins. That means he's extremely close to us, not in a good sense, but like an illness which you cannot get rid of, like a bad habit which you cannot kick. So he's always there and always be with you, not to advise you, not to give you something that will benefit you in this life and the hereafter. On the contrary, he's trying his best to make you fall into his traps. Hence, to know how the Shaitan works, we must avoid his traps and his tricks. And we must abide the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. And we should implement it practically in our lives. And then we'll be safe from him, and his plotting will we be, and we will be safe from him. As Allah describes in Surah Al-Isra, chapter number 17, verse number 65. Inna ibadi laysa laka alayhim sultanu wa kafa bi rabbika wakila. As for my servants, no authority shall you, the Shaitan, have over them. Enough is our Lord as for dispose of affairs. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.